All right, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. All the success in New England over the last few decades, and this crowd has never been more enthusiastic. A moment ago, the Pats emerged from their locker room. They are set as they'll square off with the Minnesota Vikings. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Hey, boys, we got four down.
Hey, 20, 380.
Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Bring it.
Brady now on first down. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Hey, 20. Go!
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation, already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Tight end right.
Wait, 20, 380.
Mike 54.
Go Bandit.
Stop your whining.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Brady finding Hogan on 3rd down, and the Patriots able to convert. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Tom. Hey, 20.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
We got 4. 20. Wide 20. Ozzy.
Check 49. Check
Wide 20. Ozzy.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady looking for the end zone. As a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that makes the score 7-0. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Tight left.
Hey. 4 down.
List 50. Hey, we're good. Wide.
Go.
And it's a welcome back to health for last year's number 1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Play fake. Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Start fast, fellas. Start fast.
Double tight. We got 4.
Wait, 20. Go.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Watch tight end. Tight right.
Rhino.
4 down.
300.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
4 down. Check.
Where's the hot?
4 down.
Rhino.
Shift.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Cousins now on 2nd down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught.
Let's go.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5.
We got 3 down.
Lucky 50.
Check 15. Check 15.
Check 40.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Broken tackle. Throw left side complete. It's Morgan. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Right there. White 20. Right there. 54 Mike. Let's go, D. 29. Alpha.
So after the INT, it's Brady. Flush to his, and he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Strong right.
4 down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
White 20. Round 80.
On 3rd and long, it's Brady. And Gronkowski's got it, complete over the middle. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Black.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? 1st down. Here's the run with Cook. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And the 2015 first-round pick, Malcolm Brown, brings him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
That's it, baby. That's it.
Hey, yo.
2nd down, Cousins. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Adrian Claiborne in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty. That's going to set him back 5 yards. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long.
Zebra, zebra, zebra.
Odd. 3 down. Odd.
Place it hard.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
On 3rd down, Cousins. He can run for it, and he will. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. Brady and the Patriots now 1st and 10 at their own 15.
Hey. 20. Right.
They begin the drive with Coleman. Got some room at the 30. And now look at him go. The 30, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Tevin Coleman, 85 yards. And the Patriots are able to strike quickly for 6. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Gostkowski the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And now out comes Minnesota. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They go play action here on 1st down. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. To throw is Cousins. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. So that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, Because here we are in
Season
December.
of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at the 45.
Move. Ready? White 20. Green 80. Wide.
Hey, check. Regular.
57's the mic.
Throwing on 1st down is Brady. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Sheds off the tackle. 15 yards is the pickup there. The drive starting very nicely. 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Double tight.
White 20. White 20.
Brady now on 1st down. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Coleman on the toss. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Watch left. He's tight right there.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Back to Foxborough after this.
Let's go.
Tight left.
Hey. We got 3. 3 down. Watch the edge.
Hey, Alabama. Orange. Wide, twist it.
On 1st down, Brady. Gonna throw deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this 1st half. A 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
4 down. Alert.
Hey, watch the edge.
Regular.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That'll be a New England 1st down, a gain of 12.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Blue 20. White 20.
White 54.
Let's go, baby. We need turnover. Let's get that ball.
Green 18 10. Go.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. 4 down, 4 down.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn
Wide, twist it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Tevin Coleman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Gostkowski with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Throwing, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Gun.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 45, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
Tom.
Double tight. Hey. Hey, we are.
Wait, 20. Wait, 20. Wait, twist it.
Now a play fake, Brady. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 18 big yards on that one, and a New England first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey. 4 down.
Throwing again. Brady, and right side caught. Hogan. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. That last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd.
Let him know.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Now a timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Wait, 20. Green 80.
55's mine, guys. 55.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This one from 48 yards away. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
3 down.
Lucky 50.
3 down.
Where's the hot?
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Taken in at the 11, pushing through the contact. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15, and the Patriots take over. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. The throw there by Brady, intended for Gronkowski, but incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Tight end right. 4 down.
220. Green 80.
Motion.
Let's go.
They'll toss it to Coleman. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Wide 20. Wide 20. Go.
Shotgun now for Brady. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This is taken at the 18. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Now, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Yellow, yellow. Ready, send there. Yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow.
Cousins from the gun on third. It's caught by Treadwell. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there and also a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Play action now. Cousins. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The veteran Jason McCourty there to make sure that one didn't find its target.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because you're right, they have had no room to breathe. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Flag, flag. Wait, hot.
Cousins now. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Blue 20! Blue 20!
54's Mike, 54's Mike. Check, check, watch 54, watch 54.
Alpha! Go! Blue!
Watch the curve.
Now Brady throwing on second down. Left side, it's Dorsett. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Philip Dorsett, 82 yards. And the Patriots continue to roll.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And now out comes Minnesota. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Where's the hard? Where's that?
Cousins. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. 1st down. Here's Cousins. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight ends right.
Play.
Cousins on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now Cousins, buying time to his left. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quit in him.
0.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. False start's going to push them back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
The false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15.
I got 8.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Rhino!
Cousins to throw it. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. He was looking for Matthews that time. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, 20, 380.
They they stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. New England on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9.
Single. Wait, set.
From the gun, it's Brady. Drops it off for Coleman. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And now out comes Minnesota. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Cook stripped. The ball's out.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Here we go. Bring the energy.
Pick me up. Here we go.
Yellow.
Mike, 36.
Where's the hard?
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Going for the deep ball. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he's able to find Diggs.
Let's
The
go.
Vikings 1st down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
White 20. Blue 20.
4 down.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
4 down.
White 20. White 20.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Goal 50.
They will run again with Coleman. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
New England on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Tight right. We got 4.
White 20. White 20.
Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. And he's got an open man. It's Gronkowski. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Wait, set. Wait, Eddie.
Motion.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Tom, wait. 4 down. Wait, 20.
Operating from the gun. Brady over the middle, Dorsett. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hand.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
You got tight right there.
2nd down, Cousins. Hey, right on cue, they set up the screen and complete it. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. I took your advice from a bit earlier, tried to screen, but that one, it was covered up pretty well.
They did a nice job on it, but I still think it was the right idea. Probably just a block or 2 away from making it work.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, guys. Rhino! We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there. Hey, switch gears.
Yellow.
To throw is Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking 1st down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Now Cousins, and nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
I'm coming up.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Cousins. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. Now, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Double tight. 4 down.
Wait 20. Wait 20.
Hey, wait, we can!
Coleman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Yeah, baby. Boom. Lay down.
Number 26 on the run. No gain.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Blue 20. Wait 80.
Throwing is Brady on third down. He's going to look deep for Edelman. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. And often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And the lead will swell by one more. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they finally get to him, but not before he's past the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Double tight.
Wait, the hot.
3, fellas. We got 3.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray.
Check.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Liz 50.
Check 13.
Lucky 50.
Check safety.
Following the penalty, it's Murray. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Rhino.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. They pitch it out to Cook. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So for the Patriots, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they suffer their 4th loss so far. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. So for